Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Mortal Kombat! I had to. I've been a huge fan of Mortal Kombat, the 95 film, since I was a kid. So much campy, ridiculous, silly fun. And is it a great movie? No. Is it a fun movie? Yes. There's a bunch of campy, over-the-top lines, one-liners, characters, and honestly, some of the fighting's pretty cool. And I had Mortal Kombat 4 for the N64, and I think I beat Goro once. So I fought Shang Tsung once. Never beat Goro ever again. I have a more recent Mortal Kombat game as well, but I'm not super versed in the Mortal Kombat mythology, but we have this new 2021 film, and this is directed by Simon McQuoid, and it's written by, looks like at least a handful of people had their hands in on the story and the script, and you can tell because this movie seems like a 10-year-old wrote it. Who's like, I played Mortal Kombat for the first time, and then wrote the screenplay because, boy, is it dumb. It's exposition heavy. There's a lot of illogical things. There's really no substantial plot besides, like, go kill all these people. Go do it. Honestly, there really wasn't even Mortal Kombat. Not to spoil anything, but, like, there's obviously fighting in here, but, like, there's no tournament, nobody follows the rules, and just, I never felt invested, and honestly, most of the characters in this movie were not interesting at all. And besides Scorpion and Sub-Zero and Kano, who really stole the show, and I also liked Kung Lao a little bit, even though he feels like he winds up being a little bit wasted, everybody else kind of fell flat. You have this original character, Cole Young, played by Louis Tan, who was in The Raid, and you have Jessica McNamee as Sonya Blade, and they feel pretty flat, but Josh Lawson just is having a ball as Kano, and he's just a bunch of fun. Joe Taslim and Hiroki Sanada, they're both really strong as Sub-Zero and Scorpion, especially Sanada. He's a great actor. I really enjoy him a lot. But some of these other performances, you have Tadanobu Asano, who plays Lord Raiden, who was Hogan in the Thor movies, and they don't really do much, honestly. Just kind of shows up, and he definitely doesn't have the same kind of, like, quirky charisma that Christopher Lambert had in the original one, where it's like, ha ha ha, I don't think so. And, like, all those kinds of fun things. And Chin Han, who plays Shang Tsung, looks like he's half asleep the whole entire time. And Shang Tsung's a terrible villain in this. Like, he's so flat. Basically, all of his lines are just like, look at this character. His character. Her name is this. His name is this. And so much of the dialogue is so heavy-handed and terrible. And it's just like, come on, man. There's only a few lines in this film that really, like, landed so much fun. And then you do have Ludi Lin and Max Huang as Liu Kang and Kung Lao. And there's definitely some elements of this that are pretty cool, like Liu Kang with his fire skills in this. And, like, the Sub-Zero and the Scorpion fight really nails it, like you hope it would at the end of the film. And you have Barry Wallfish who does the score here, and it's a killer score. It's a really cool score. And of course they have the it isn't like, it's like not quite the 90s like techno version of it, but he does his own thing with it, and it's still a lot of fun. There's quite a bit of fighting. Even though some of the fights feel really rushed and stuff like that, and maybe you don't get to see as much, like, cool moves and combos and stuff like that, but you do get to see some crazy fatalities and fighting in general, because this is an hour and 50-minute film. I think the biggest thing in terms of direction from my quote is, when they were just trying to have like family moments and quieter moments, this film felt like it hit a brick wall and came to a screeching halt. When the fighting was happening, it was moving along, and it's moving along, but I feel like towards the very end, this film feels kind of not completely satisfying and a little anticlimactic in how it's wrapped up so quickly, and you're just like, oh, that's it, I guess. And this film, there's definitely some really iffy CGI. There's some fine CGI as well, but a lot of the characters are just wasted and don't amount to much, except like, they said their name, they're in this movie, kind of thing. And a lot of the cast seems pretty wasted, unfortunately. But there's a couple highlights, and definitely the best part of the film is the Scorpion Sub-Zero fight. I was really excited for that. And, you know, it delivered. It was exactly what I wanted in that way, and this film is exactly what I expected. The script, not good. But you got the fighting, you got the violence, you got the Mortal Kombat kind of stuff, even though there wasn't really much Mortal Kombat going on, but there was definitely fighting between the contestants for Mortal Kombat. So, you know, there you go. But in the end, I feel like Mortal Kombat is not quite a solid or good movie. It has its things that you can enjoy. I would definitely go back and watch the 95 movie instead, though. It's just too much campy fun for me to deny. But those are my thoughts on the new Mortal Kombat film. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.